All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the We Book It podcast on the We Book It podcast network. This is your Tuesday Night Delight special. Who's next with NXT? I'm your host, Virgil. Sad to say, former world booking champion. Listen, man, I wanted the title to be relevant. I wanted it to mean something. I wanted guys to really want it to go after it. And I think that I did that. I think I elevated the booking championship while I was champion. But make no mistake about it, I'm getting my belt back. It's coming home. That's right. It's coming back to me as it should. So but that's for another story for another day. We're looking at a couple of great NXT things coming real soon. That's right. NXT Homecoming is coming up, as well as No Mercy is on the horizon. So NXT has a lot of cool things coming up, and this show literally set the match card for a lot of it. So there's a bunch of things coming up. In this episode, we had Femi, Rickey Saints, Tank Ledger, and Hank Walker versus Dark State. We had Jada Parker versus Last Legend. That's a good one. We had the Women's Speed Championship #1 Contenders Tournament match, Zaya Brookside versus Candice LeRae. That's right. So let's get down to business, as they like to say. First and foremost, two women with their sights set on the NXT Women's Championship, and with ample amounts of tension and dislike between them squared off in the opener of Tuesday's show as Jada Parker battled Lash Legend. Lash Legend overpowered her opponent early, but the rapidly improving Parker seized control of the contest, working the former basketball player for the Seattle Storm over and keeping her grounded. The former Metaphor competitor, though, fought her way back into the match and down Parker entering the commercial break, using her size and strength and advantage to take over. But once back inside the ring, Legend earned a win with a second lash extension, bringing an end to a hard-fought battle back and forth contest between these two women. The popular Parker took off up the aisle after her rival, delivering hypnotic and driving her through the guardrail, as commentator Vic stated the obvious that the issues between them are far from over. Listen, the feud that these two women are building on NXT is nothing short of amazing. We already know what Lash Legend can bring to you in the ring. She's showing it even on the main roster. But Jada Parker is up in her game. She is up in her level of performance and what she brings to the table each week on NXT. And I'm just telling y'all, man, be on the lookout. Do not sleep on Jada Parker, because she is literally coming up. She's up next, man. I'm telling you, this is the future NXT Women's Champion. Backstage, we also had a tense confrontation between Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe that earned the ire of Kylie Armstrong, who expressed new issues with the former. So then we move on to the next thing is, after losing his latest NXT championship opportunity against Femi, former #1 contender Javon Evans hit the ring to address the brand's faithful. Stuttering and stammering, he fought through the emotions and doubt that set in after his latest loss. He discussed the toll that defeat took on his confidence before an Undertaker tease turned out to be the arrival of Josh Briggs, much to the dismay of the fans inside the Performance Center. Briggs insulted Evans, told him to man up, and delivered a cheap shot that leveled the young star. He retrieved a steel chair, set it up, and delivered a chokeslam where only Evans' head appeared to clip it. The heel stood tall to close out the segment. Ouch. Javon Evans is going through what Dusty Rhodes right now would call some hard times, baby. That's right. Javon Evans lost the NXT championship match. He is now getting beat up by Josh Briggs, what could be next for the young superstar. What can he do to regain what he had? I mean, he has a magic about him. He's great in the ring, and everything that he does is magnificent. But he's just going through a hard time right now, and that happens. We'll see where he climbs up from here. He might win an eliminator match or something like that. Next up, WWE Speed Women's Championship tournament match. You had Zaya Brookside versus Candice LeRae. The inaugural WWE Speed Women's Champion Candice LeRae had the opportunity to advance in the number one contenders tournament and a shot at the title she helped introduce to the industry when she battled TNA Wrestling Zaya Brookside in an opening round match. An action-packed match full of nonstop moves, counters, and reversals culminated with LeRae delivering a picture-perfect tornado DDT out of the corner. From there, she delivered a springboard moonsault to finish Brookside off and ensure the TNA product did not advance. LeRae will battle the winner of next week's match between Laney Reed and Triple A's Fabi Apache. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much all in all, the good match. These are two seasoned veterans in the ring. These ladies know what they're doing. You don't have to worry whether or not the match was going to be good or bad or have a bunch of botches. Candice LeRae is literally one of the best performers in the ring. I think she does a really good job. She's going to get a lot of TV time on the main roster. So I'm not mad about her coming back to NXT. I think that it'll be great. Next up, we had TNA champion Trick Williams come out to the square circle to address the NXT faithful. He fiend caring for NXT in a way that the other stars who have come through the brand have not before him, admitting that as soon as he has that Raw or SmackDown money, he is gone and will not care about the brand or its fans either. Trick Williams and his heel run is magnificent. It's a work of art. As great as he is as a babyface, you can't help but love him because he's a heel and the stuff that he has to say. Few guys have that, like The Rock, like LA Knight, where they could be a heel or a baby face and they just are able to get over with it. Um, Next up, before you know it, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano interrupted him to a thunderous ovation as they celebrated 10 years since their initial arrival in NXT. Chants of welcome home rain from the stands, and as the love of the fans who have the DIY is apparent. Ciampa questioned Williams' assertion that he is the greatest superstar in NXT history, touting his own status as a two-time world champion, Gargano's 3 runs as North American champion. Didn't matter if you were a demon or a hugger, undisputed or glorious, Gargano said, referencing the best the brand has ever produced before saying it was heart and passion that made them great. So, listen, let me tell you something. With NXT Homecoming coming up soon, that is definitely something that you're going to want to watch. Going to be a lot of familiar faces come back. I mean, I would love to see a Bobby Roode sighting. I would love to see, Seth Rollins come back. You might even get a Big E sighting out of there. There's a lot of NXT talent that has come through those doors, held the title. People love Finn Balor. Obviously, you got to have, if you gonna do it right, Melo got to come back too. So you guys tell me who are some people that you want to see come back for the NXT Homecoming. But backstage, Ava announced the triple threat number one contenders tag match featuring Fatal Influences Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix, the Cullings Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley, and the team of Sol Ruka and Zarya for next week. The winners will challenge Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. That's a big moment right there. Dark State cut a fantastic promo explaining themselves and their motives in a better, more coherent fashion this week. And yeah, like I said, it makes sense. Next up, we have Callie Armstrong versus Jordan Grace. Again, the result of mounting tension between the two dating back weeks, Jordan Grace squared off with Evolve's women's champion, Callie Armstrong. Grace took the fight to Armstrong early and often, dominating her in the early moments of the match. While the young star mounted a comeback and proved herself, the Juggernaut drove her to the mat and scored the win. After the match, Blake Monroe appeared, but Grace got her shots in, bloodying her rival's mouth as security kept them apart. Finally, Jordan Grace gets at least a lick on Blake Monroe. I mean, these two have to have some type of stipulation match coming up. It's got to be a heat wave. It's got to be coming up here real soon because Jordan Grace has to get back against this woman because, like I said, it's so much. I'm sorry, I said Heat Wave. I mean No Mercy. With No Mercy coming back up, there has to be something coming for these two. So we'll have to see what happens there. Um, Backstage, Ava announced Tavion Heights versus Ethan Page in a flag match for next week's show. So like I said, we will have to see that too. Next up, we had the product of a backstage confrontation early in the night. The despised Josh Briggs battled Andre Chase in singles competition. Listen, this match was nothing to, write home about. It was just more so to build up the Javon Evans storyline against Josh Briggs, who clearly is going to be his next opponent. Um, so Briggs fired up, mowed over Chase and earned the victory in a decisive and definite fashion. After the bell, he brutalized KO Dixon and Uriah Connors, driving the latter through the announce table to put over his dominance. As a result of not interfering in the match, Javon Evans will now get a match against Briggs on next week's show per Ava. So that'll be a good match to watch too. I think Javon Evans is going to get some get back on him. And then last but not least, y'all, we have our 8-man tag team main event match. The NXT champion, Oba Femi, number one contender, Ricky Saints, and former tag team champions, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, battle Dark State in an 8-man tag team match. The baby faces, obviously, are going to start off hot, hitting all their moves. Saints and Femi were showing off and competing the most out of everybody throughout this match. Ledger received the much needed hot tag from his partner, exploding into the match and wiping out anyone in his path. As the action broke down, including a misfire between Saints and Femi that led to a brawl, Walker found himself in James's grasp and uttered the name Joe Hendry. And if you say his name, he has to appear, and there appeared Joe Hendry, setting up the finish, which saw the babyfaces dispatch of Dark State and stand tall. Backstage, Femi and Saints brawled to close the show. Yeah, man. Like I said, we love a good main event, a good 8-man tag team match player. And this one was exactly the same, especially with Joe Hendry inserting himself into Dark State's business. That will not fly well when he has a match on TNA. You can bet your ass you're going to see Dark State show up in TNA here real shortly. But listen, I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for tuning in into this episode. Make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. As also leave some comments below. What are your thoughts on NXT? What are your thoughts on Homecoming? Who do you want to see show up back in NXT during Homecoming? And who do you not want to see? And then, of course, as always,